Hey guys, Thrasher here, and today I want to talk about extreme units and very restrictive equipment. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is extreme units in general. I think a lot of people are sleeping on extreme units and think that they're just absolute garbage because their stat spread is normally just slightly lower than sparking units, and that's not always the case. There are extreme units that have better stats than some of the older sparking units. With that being said, there are multiple extreme units that have toolkits that are so good, even though their stats are slightly lower than sparking units, they're still viable in PvP, and we'll talk about one of those in a minute. But then I want to talk about darn androids, that equipment item that a lot of people have said is not good, even though I said it's the Broly of equipment items. They point to the fact that you can only use it for extreme green units, so you have to be a very specific unit. Here's the thing, there are multiple extreme green units, multiple extreme red units. That is restrictive, but not insanely restrictive, and those are still viable units. So let's go ahead and look at that equipment item real quick. This is not a great roll on the equipment item, but let's just open this up. This is kind of a run-of-the-mill average roll on it. You get 16% to strike and blast defense, you get almost 20% to strike and blast attack, and then you get almost 8% more health. With these stats right here, this equipment item essentially turns this character from an extreme into a sparking. So then all you have to do is ask yourself, is this unit's toolkit good enough to be on par with other sparking units? And the truth of the matter is, there are multiple extreme units that have better toolkits than most sparking units. Here's a good example, a unit that I wasn't able to pull in the new Masters Pack yet, but let's go ahead and go to Menu, Characters. I guess we could have done it from right there, but whatever. Character list, and then we scroll all the way down to this girl right here. Open Fascia up. There are teams that are running this Fascia with the Holy Trinity instead of Gogeta. So what they do is they have the purple Broly, they've got your Super Saiyan Bardock, and then they've got this Fascia. The reason is her kit is absolutely insane with any Bardock. So if you open this up and then you go to abilities, she's got this ability right here. Let's open both of these, why not? If she dies, she gets a 30% damage increase for the whole team to the opponent. So that's 30% more damage if she dies, which is probably going to happen because she's an extreme unit with slightly less stats. But here's the insane part. A 50% strike damage increase to Bardock, any Bardock that's on your team, anytime you switch her into standby. So let's say that you have the Broly, this Fascia, and then Bardock, and you switch this Fascia out into that Bardock, you're going to get a 50% strike damage increase. You're going to get all the bonuses that Bardock gets for a Super Saiyan switching in, all of those. And beyond that, if you do this right before you switch her out, use her green card, it increases allies inflicted damage by 20%. So you're essentially getting a 70% damage buff to Bardock, plus his actual damage buffs when you switch him in. I have seen someone running this Fascia Bardock Broly team switch from Fascia into Bardock, and they have one comboed, full health, already transformed purple Broly. Insanity. And I'm not saying that you have to run that team. It is a good team. You should try it out if you have the ability to run it. What I'm saying is, don't sleep on extreme units just because they're extreme rarity. And beyond that, going back to that equipment item, yes, you can only use it for green extreme units, but the thing is, there are multiple times that we've seen already where you can only use green extreme units, which whatever you're doing in that case could be hard in that PvE scenario until you use that darn android's equipment item and you just completely destroy it. So in the future, if we get more equipment items that have absolutely ridiculous broken stats like that, but it says only can be used for a red Saiyan or only can be used for an extreme blue unit, definitely farm those, get at least 2 of them, hopefully 3, just in case there is some stipulation where there's an event that's going on where you have to use 3 of that very specific category, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Or what's even crazier is if they make a new version of that equipment and they say can only be used by extreme red units. Well, Fascia can use that, and if Fascia had that equipment item on, she is straight up Z-tier sparking unit quality. And that's really all I want to get across in this video. If there's any other amazing extreme units that you guys want to point out, there's lots of them. There's at least 4 or 5 that I can think of. Throw them down below, who you've been using in your PvP teams, who you use when you're doing PvE stuff, and we'll all talk about it. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.